And so for those who are looking at going to school, choose something you're interested in or that challenges you.
Welcome back to another episode of Miss Melody's Learning Bites. In today's episode, we'll hear from Tomas, a veteran and a former student of Miss Melody's who was experiencing homelessness during his time taking New Horizons classes.
I am so happy you're willing to share your story with other people who may be looking at our program. I know that when you joined my class, you were so determined, and I knew your circumstances were not ideal, but I could sense the tenacity that you wanted to succeed, and you were flexible enough to work with the little, they were big for you, had some issues connecting and staying connected, but you just persevered throughout it all. What is it that made you need computer classes?
I think just trying to reestablish myself, make myself marketable. I was homeless for a little over a year and didn't want to stay stuck in that, not just mentality or environment, but that world. I come from a background where, you know, I've always had to be self-sustaining. I've pretty much been one of those types of individuals that has taken everything upon himself. Whether I succeed or fail, it's me. It's not necessarily the team and that's just how I've been since high school. I joined the military and did that for a while. I had my own business for quite some time, and then hard times fell, and I found myself homeless. And
you had success. You had success in a business. You were a veteran. You have business experience that was positive, but we never know that that's going to stay. Sometimes those of us who are secure in our jobs, we think we're secure, but things can change overnight. And COVID was a good example of people being in a stable environment, and then all of a sudden their jobs were gone. So what classes are you in right now?
Right now I'm doing a course with New Horizons, another one. The one I did with you was office admin, and I saw that as a foundational course. I'm looking at a career in business engineering or business analytics. So the courses I'm taking now, I'm with a new class with New Horizons called process management. So they're taking me through Lean Six Sigma, process management, agile, Kaizen, just a number of different areas of process management.
Tell me about going back to school. I know you were struggling so much with some networking issues and things like that, but what were some things as far as coming into the cohorts that I do have students that come in and they don't have your determination, and they end up stepping back and saying, this is too much, I just can't do it. But what were some things that kept you going, that helped you get back into the swing of being in school?
I think when the opportunity arose to do the New Horizons class, it was just exciting for me. You know, again, coming from, you know, that homeless environment, it was tough too, because again, I had to see if anyone computer. I had at that time, as I had enrolled into the class initially, I had no computer. I had access to a computer area at the Salvation Army where I was being housed, but they had their specific hours, and their internet connection wasn't so great. So I actually went out and applied for a library card, so I would have access to all of the public libraries in Las Vegas. But again, that was kind of it was limited to their hours of operation. So that wouldn't have helped me with the new generation, the New Horizons class. So I kept looking. I thought about the CSN thing, but they were closed due to COVID. So it was a struggle, but and in some instances during class, the internet would go down and I'd have to, run off to another area to see if I could get a better connection it was a struggle, but all in all, it worked out. I think I missed very little. Just not giving up again to all those out there. Where there's a will, there's a way. And like I said, I was always looking at, okay, if plan A doesn't work out, what's plan B, C, and D? I think the students kept a smile on my face because there were those days where, there were fights at the Salvation Army or just things that happened going down because I had to walk for blocks to get to a bus. And there were days where I just was either down or angry or this, that, the other. But then going into class, sharing the stories that the students had, I was reminded that we all go through struggles. Maybe they're different struggles, but we all still have our individual struggles, and they lifted me up, and I was grateful for that. So and that's why I'm doing this. I want others to hear the story and go, well, he's 61. He was homeless. I've got a good job and I've got a home and maybe I will take an additional course. And
now, what advice would you give for somebody who is older and who is going back to school?
I would say choose something that's going to interest them. Whether it's a change completely. I mean, if you're in food and beverage management and you want to get into office admin, do what you enjoy, because the school is going to have to be something that you put your time and your effort into. And if it's not enjoyable, and that's why I say I kind of picked and chose based on where I want to be, what I want to do. I'm at that age too where I've kind of tried this, that, the other. And so for those who are looking at going to school, choose something you're interested in or that challenges you. So that's what I would say, recommend to anybody, whether they're, old timer like me, or someone who's, young and still not sure, maybe they're in college and haven't, declared a major and they're still confused as to what to do.
What would be some practical tips as far as getting the most out of a class if you're going back to school? Because a lot, as you saw, a lot of the people we had in our class were slightly older. They were going back to school, or they were trying to expand something that would help their career. But a lot of them hadn't been in school in a long time. And school has changed somewhat. Technology classes are different. So what practical skills did you find have made you successful? Because you did very well in my class.
Thank you. I think the important stuff is what you guys covered. You talked about how we should set aside a certain time that we're comfortable with for homework, work it out with our partners, especially if we have kids, so that your partner is sharing in their care and allowing you some time to attend class. Reaching out again, it's a lot about not being afraid to ask, and that's where a lot of my learning came in. It wasn't necessarily the digging into the homework. It was when I'm stuck or confused, reaching out to teachers or reaching out to other students. So I did get some emails, and I would shoot an email to a student, a fellow student, and have them look through my stuff. But I think primarily it was taking that, finding a comfortable spot. Mine was always a library.
Well, Thomas, I thank you for sharing your story. I'm excited to see how it helps other people and definitely excited to see where you land.
I mean, I've gotten probably 9 certificates, 8 or 9, and I'm building a website and doing this, that, the other. And I've never built a website, you know? So if I can do it, and I know I've heard that story before. Well, if I can do it, you can. But seriously, there's a lot of people that you know, have a lot of things going for them. They're just afraid or not sure where the opportunities lie. So if I can help direct or help inspire or help whatever, just with, you know, a little bit of my time and my story, I hope I can, you know.